So we are on the tail end of the Fido Fetch event, so we are enjoying 4 times experience and 4 times catch Stardust. But we still have more events in the beginning of 2025 in the month of January in Pokemon Go. So let's look at the next big event that's going to happen and what details we get, what bonuses, what Pokemon, and see if it's going to be worth the time that it's giving us. Because it's a 9-day event. Is it going to be worth the 9 days? So Fashion Week is coming back to Pokemon Go. Fashion Week is one of those events we see every single year, and it always gives us beautiful, brand new costume Pokemon. So which Pokemon are going to be debuting with costumes, and how are we going to get them this time? So Fashion Week, like I said, is 9 days. So it starts Friday, January 10th, and goes all the way to Sunday, January 19th. So a very long event. Hopefully the bonuses are worth it. I think they are to a small extent. So the event bonuses is double catch Stardust. So right now we're in quadruple step catch Stardust, which is amazing. Double catch Stardust is still good. Don't underestimate how good farming Stardust is, especially when we have a Unova tour right around the corner in a couple months' time. Double chance of XL candy for all the trainers level 31 and above, and an increased chance of shiny Kirlia wearing a costume in the wild. And then there's actually bonuses in raids and field research tasks as well, which we don't get to see very often. So in raids and field research tasks, the following Pokemon have an increased chance of being shiny. Butterfree wearing a costume, Dragonite wearing a costume, Minccino wearing a costume. I haven't seen a Minccino before, so guess what that is? That's a Pokemon debut right there. And then Furfrou is going to have an increased chance of being shiny in raids and in field research tasks. So, very interesting. A lot of bonuses, and most of them are shiny related, which is amazing. Honestly, double catch Stardust is a great bonus. If that was the only bonus we got, this would have been a good event. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 increased shiny chance Pokemon bonuses, which is still great on its own. Now, with 4 of them being behind raids and field research tasks, that's a little concerning, but we'll still take the bonuses when we get them. And then we saw Minccino wearing a costume has an increased shiny chance. Well, guess what? Minccino and Cinccino, so this one can evolve, is going to have a costume debut during this event. And honestly, it looks really cute. So let's look into the encounters. How are we going to be able to get some of these shiny chances and seeing how we're going to go about it? So in the wild pool, so the wild encounters, we get Diglett wearing a costume, Skitty, Baneri, Blitzo wearing a costume, Furfrou, Bruxish, and Kirlia wearing a costume. Now, Furfrous you encounter from the wild spawns do not have the increased shiny chance. Furfrou will only have increased shiny chances in raids and field research tasks. Very important distinction, but you can still get a shiny Furfrou in the wild. Now, we know we have increased shiny odds in raids. So what are our raids? So in the 1-star raids, we have Shinx wearing a costume, Minccino wearing a costume. So this is the first time we've seen Minccino, so it looks like it's going to be behind a raid wall, which is a little disappointing, to be 100% honest with you. But you do get 2 free raid passes per day this season. So this would not be a bad one if you want to try to go after that. Furfrou also round out the 1-star raids. In the 3-star raids, we get the Dragonite and the Butterfree wearing costumes. So that's where the increased shiny chances. So if you are using one of your 2 free raid passes on these 1 and 3-star raids, at least there's chances of increased shiny odds for 4 to 5 targets. So I do see that trade-off. I'm going to let you make the decision whether or not you're going to use your raid passes during this event on those items. I'm not sure that I will use too many. I still want to get a Cinccino, Minccino, but I might just get the costume Pokemon, and then continue farming other things like the catch Stardust. During the event, we do have field research tasks that are going to be on theme and on brand. So this is where we will see potentially Mincinos and Furfurus in field research tasks as well. There's a $5 paid time research that will give you theme encounters, Stardust, and experience. And then there's a new avatar item, collection challenge, and showcases during the event as well. So not a bad base event for Fashion Week, but there's more. You know, when Niantic gives us an event that is 9 days long, it comes with another part. And this other part is Fashion Week Taken Over. So let's look at the details of Fashion Week Taken Over and seeing how much in changes during that portion. So Fashion Week Taken Over will be the 15th to the 19th. So the second half of the event is going to be Fashion Week Taken Over. So in this Taken Over portion, we do get another debut of Shroodle. But because it's the Takeover debut, it's going to be debuting in the 12-kilometer eggs. So every single takeover, almost every other takeover, we get a new debut in the 12-kilometer egg pool. So honestly, it's a 50K or a 50 candy evolution Pokemon in 12K eggs. So you only really need to hatch one or two to be able to evolve. Shroodle isn't anything more than a collection item generally. So I'm not too worried or too upset about it being in the 12K pool for now. Over time, we know Pokemon's always going to give this into another egg pool later, but for right now, Poison Pokemon in 12K eggs, which you can only get from Team Rocket leaders, makes sense. It kind of is on brand for the event. Another piece is that Croagunk wearing a costume will be a surprise encounter when you do photos with your buddies or with that Pokemon, so take those snapshots. Work toward that platinum medal, but also be able to get a Croagunk encounter as well. And then the Shadow Pokemon for this takeover is Shadow Palkia. Honestly, not a bad Shadow Pokemon. Palkia is always really, really strong. They've been force-feeding us a whole bunch of Palkia events and candies lately, so if you find a really good Shadow Palkia, you should have enough candies to power it up a little bit. So this is going to be one that I think a lot of people are going to use their Super Rocket Radar on if they've been storing them to get more. During the event, we will see a new rotation of leaders, Shadow Pokemon, which means more Shadow Shinies, but we will not know those until later into the event, so we'll have to keep an eye out on what we're going to get. But we know the following Pokemon are going to be debuting as Shadow Pokemon during the takeover. We got Tailo, Snivy, Tepig, Oshawott, Trubbish, and Baniri. So we have 6 new Shadow Pokemon coming into the Shadow Pool as well. So those are always really, really exciting to get. Shadow Raids are going to be rotating a little bit as well. On the 1-star Shadow Raids, we're going to get both Nidorans, male and female, Totodile, and Ralts. And then in the 3-star raids, we're going to get Electabuzz, Magmar, and Wobbuffet. So not a bad piece at all. Field research tasks are always going to get us what takeover events usually give us, which is Mysterious Components, Fast TMs, and Charge TMs. And then there's a collection challenge as well. So not too bad of a takeover add-on to Fashion Week. Like I said, with events usually being longer, this one's 9 days. We knew there was going to be a second part to it, and we got the details of the takeover portion of it as well. Now, there's 2 debuts, a costume debut and a brand new debut behind paywalls, a raid wall and an egg wall respectively. So a little disappointing, but it's on brand right now. We have a raid-focused season, so raiding is going to be the key. Takeover, a 12K debut, that's usually what happens. So it's not anything unexpected. Is it disappointing? Yeah, but it's not unexpected. But this event is getting us double catch Stardust. It's getting us increased shiny odds for certain Pokemon. Like we talked about, there's 5 increased shiny boosts for the event. And then we get a Shadow Palkia as well. So definitely things for people to chase after. Definitely good targets. And hopefully where you're at, the weather is enjoyable. I know where I'm at, you see it's a little gloomy today, and it's also really cold. So please stay safe while you're playing Pokemon Go. Enjoy the game, but enjoy it safely. You want to be able to be happy and healthy while doing this. And then I'm going to go get ready for my day, enjoy the last little bits of the Fido Fetch event, and I will see you guys later.